You think you're looking at the chart, but the chart is looking straight back at you. Every candle, every tiny tick, every hesitation in your hand is telling a story you didn't know you were still carrying. You open a position, confident for 3 seconds, and then something invisible pulls you back. Your breathing changes, your body tenses, your mind tries to predict, to protect, to control. But here's the part most traders never realize. The trade you think you're making is rarely made by the person you are today. It's made by the beliefs you've been dragging with you for years. Beliefs you didn't choose. Beliefs you didn't question. Beliefs that whisper the same lines every time risk appears. Don't lose again. Don't repeat the past. Don't prove them right. You see, the market isn't punishing you. It isn't testing you. It isn't judging you. The market is neutral, silent, indifferent. But your mind isn't. Your mind interprets every flicker of price through the lens of the stories you haven't healed yet, and that's why two traders can look at the same chart and see two different worlds. But what if the belief running your trades isn't even yours? Let's go back to the real moment everything begins. Not on the chart, but inside you. You weren't born afraid of a red candle. You weren't born doubting yourself, second-guessing every decision, or hesitating at the exact moment you needed to act. Those reactions were learned, inherited, collected from years of experiences that had nothing to do with trading, but now show up every time you try to take a simple position. Picture this. You're at your desk. The setup is clean. One of those rare moments where the market feels aligned. You've studied this pattern. You've back-tested it. You know the rules. Your cursor hovers over the buy button. Your breathing slows, your reasoning is clear, and then a tiny tightening in your chest, a whisper, a doubt, a flash of something you can't name. Your finger pauses, 1 second, 2. By the time you enter, the candle has already moved, and suddenly it feels like you're chasing. If you've ever lived this moment, you probably blamed your strategy, or the volatility, or the timing. But what if that hesitation wasn't about the trade at all? What if you weren't reacting to the chart? You were reacting to a memory, because that's how belief works, according to the psychology Mark Douglas described. A belief is not an idea. It's not a thought. It's energy, active, alive, waiting for the right situation to express itself. And trading is the perfect environment for old beliefs to wake up. Every past failure, every time you felt judged, every moment you weren't allowed to make mistakes, every time you equated being wrong with being unworthy, all of it gets projected onto the chart. The moment risk appears. So when you hesitate, it isn't because the setup is bad. It's because your mind is trying to protect the version of you who once felt unsafe. That's why trading feels personal. That's why one loss feels heavier than it should. That's why even when you win, part of you fears the next trade. Because the real battle isn't between you and the market. It's between your present self and the stories you haven't questioned. There's a moment in every trader's journey when the chart becomes something more than price. It becomes a battlefield. Not between you and the market, but between you and the beliefs you've carried for years. Let's walk into that battlefield, because until you see what's actually fighting you, you'll keep swinging at shadows. Mark Douglas said something most traders never truly absorb. Beliefs are energy, and active beliefs demand expression. That means the moment a candle moves against you, the belief that I can't be wrong, or mistakes are dangerous, or loss means I failed, rushes to the surface and takes over the controls. Think about the last time you moved your stop loss. You didn't plan to, you didn't want to, but the impulse felt automatic, didn't it? Because that decision wasn't made by logic, it was made by an old belief. One formed long before you ever looked at a chart. A belief that losing equals pain. A belief that being wrong equals being judged. A belief that you must defend yourself, even against neutral information. So ask yourself, who really closed that trade too early? You, or the belief that was desperate to avoid pain? Douglas wrote, "The market doesn't generate happy or painful information. That comes from you." When a candle drops, the market is not threatening you. It's not speaking to you. It's not judging your skill or your worth. but your mind assigns meaning instantly. A red candle isn't just a red candle. It's a reminder of a loss from last week, or a memory of someone telling you you'd never succeed, or the fear of becoming the version of yourself you promised you'd never be again. Your perception narrows, your breathing tightens, your body prepares for impact, and in that state, you stop seeing what the market is doing and start seeing what you're afraid it might do. You hesitate, you overreact, you chase certainty, even when you know certainty doesn't exist. This emotional loop is so fast, so familiar, you don't even notice it happening, but your account does. Every trader has a moment burned into them. The big loss, the blown account, the humiliating mistake. And because beliefs are built from experiences, your mind begins to project that pain forward onto every new trade. A clean setup becomes suspicious. A normal pullback becomes a threat. A neutral candle becomes a warning sign. Not because of the chart, but because your past hasn't been resolved. You're not responding to what's happening, you're responding to what did happen. And this is why two traders can look at the same chart and take opposite actions. One sees opportunity, one sees danger. The chart didn't change. The belief did. And here's the truth, traders avoid. You're not fighting the market, you're fighting the version of yourself that refuses to let go of the past. This conflict cuts deeper than emotions. It goes straight to identity. Every time you hesitate, every time you sabotage a winning position, every time you revenge trade and justify it with logic, you're protecting something inside you, a belief about who you are. Not skilled enough, not consistent enough, not disciplined enough, not worthy of winning. And the deeper that belief sits, the harder your mind works to confirm it. Because beliefs don't just want expression, they want validation. So if you unconsciously believe you're the kind of trader who always messes it up, you will. Not because the market forced you to, but because the belief was stronger than the intention. But what if the belief isn't true and never was? If beliefs shape perception, and perception shapes every trade, then the market was never your enemy. It was your mirror. There's a point in every trader's journey when the noise finally breaks, and something quieter, something truer, begins to surface. It usually happens after enough frustration, enough confusion, enough nights staring at the ceiling wondering, why do I keep doing this to myself? And then a realization begins to form. A realization Mark Douglas dedicated his entire philosophy to. The market has never been your opponent. It has only ever been your mirror. Think about what that means. Every time you felt fear, the market didn't create it. Every time you felt anger, the market didn't provoke it. Every time you spiraled into revenge, overtrading, or self-doubt, the market wasn't doing anything to you. It was neutral, silent, unmoved. You were the one bringing meaning into every tick, like shouting into a canyon, and hearing your own voice echo back as if it came from somewhere else. A chart isn't capable of caring whether you win or lose. It doesn't punish you for mistakes. It doesn't reward you for discipline. It simply reflects the consequences of your behavior and the beliefs that shaped it. If you enter with fear, you'll interpret every movement as danger. If you enter with hope, you'll see opportunity where none exists. If you enter with clarity, you'll see nothing but information. The chart didn't change. Your internal state did. And that internal state is built from your beliefs. So the question isn't, what is the market doing? The real question is, what am I projecting onto it? Douglas said it plainly. The market doesn't generate positive or negative information. It's your beliefs that assign meaning. A small pullback is either a threat or a normal fluctuation. A big candle is either a warning or a gift. A sideways range is either suffocating or peaceful, all depending on the story playing in your mind. Imagine two traders watching the same wick. One sees danger, the other sees opportunity. Same data, different belief filters. That's how powerful belief energy is. It shapes your perception before you even realize it's happening. Here's the moment of revelation, the kind of moment that changes how you trade forever. When you realize the market has never once betrayed you because it never made you a promise. It didn't promise certainty. It didn't promise comfort. It didn't promise fairness. The only promises you ever felt came from your beliefs. The fear of losing, the obsession with being right, the desperation to control what can't be controlled. Those promises weren't made by the chart. They were made by your past, and the market simply reflected them back to you. This is why trading feels emotional, why you sometimes panic even when the setup is correct, why you sometimes sabotage yourself even when you know better. You're not reacting to price. You're reacting to the beliefs that price awakens. The power of this revelation isn't in knowing it intellectually. It's in feeling it. Because once you finally see the mirror for what it is, once you see that every reaction, every fear, every impulsive decision is a reflection of an inner story, you stop fighting the market and you start understanding yourself. And when that happens, a strange calm emerges. Not because the market changed, but because the mirror became clear. And once the mirror is clear, you can finally begin rewriting the story behind it. You've seen the mirror. Now it's time to learn how to change the reflection. Awareness is the turning point. But transformation, real transformation, begins with something deeper. Rewriting the story that has been shaping every trade you've ever taken. Because once you've seen the market as a mirror, you can't unsee it. You realize the problem was never volatility, never the setup, never the candle that faked you out. The real challenge has always been the invisible story, playing beneath your decisions. But here's the part most traders overlook. You don't get rid of old beliefs by fighting them. You replace them by creating new ones strong enough to guide your perception. This is where your internal architecture becomes your true edge. Let's walk through it, slowly, intentionally. Before you can rewrite a story, you need to create a moment where the old one doesn't instantly take over. That moment is the pause. Not long, not dramatic, just a breath before the impulse. When you feel the familiar rush, the urge to close early, to chase, to over-leverage, to prove something. Stop. One breath in, one breath out. That pause is you interrupting years of conditioned belief energy. Mark Douglas called this the foundation of mental clarity, the ability to observe the market without your past defining it. Because if you can pause, you can choose. Beliefs lose power the moment they're identified. When you hesitate, say, even quietly in your mind, this isn't fear of the market, this is fear of repeating the past. When you chase a trade, this is an opportunity. This is the belief that I need to win now to feel safe. When you break your rules, this isn't spontaneity. It's the need to avoid feeling wrong. Giving language to the story disarms it. It separates you from the belief. Instead of being the belief, you become the observer of it. And once you observe it, you can change it. Douglas taught that beliefs can be deactivated, not destroyed, by replacing them with structures that align with reality. The most powerful replacement belief in trading is simple. Anything can happen, not as a cliche, not as a motivational line, but as a functional operating system. When anything can happen becomes your core belief, you stop expecting certainty. You stop fearing every move. You stop taking market behavior personally. Probability becomes your anchor. Risk becomes neutral. One trade becomes just one trade. Imagine how different your actions would feel if your internal story shifted from, I can't afford to be wrong, to, I don't need to know what happens next. Or, my job is not prediction, my job is execution. This is the foundation of consistency, not discipline forced through willpower, but discipline emerging from clarity. Because once the belief shifts, the behavior follows naturally. Beliefs aren't rewritten in your head, they're rewritten through repetition. Every time you follow your plan, even with discomfort, you strengthen the new belief. Every time you let a trade play out, without trying to control the uncontrollable, you reinforce trust. Every time you pause instead of react, you teach your mind a new pattern. And slowly, quietly, your inner environment shifts. Trading stops feeling like a battlefield. It starts feeling like a conversation. You become less attached to being right and more committed to being aligned. And when the inner story changes, everything on the outside begins to feel different. Not because the market became easier, but because you finally stopped fighting your own reflection. Let me show you what that calm looks like. The calm beyond the noise. There's a quiet moment in a trader's life that almost feels unreal the first time it happens. A moment when the chart is moving, ticks rising and falling, but your mind isn't. No rushing thoughts, no urgent impulses, no pressure to predict or control, just a calm presence that feels like finally stepping out of a storm you didn't realize you'd been standing in for years. This is what happens when the inner story is rewritten. Not perfectly, not instantly, but enough for something inside you to relax, enough for your body to stop reacting to every candle as if it's a threat, enough for your mind to stop interpreting every fluctuation as a personal message, enough for you to finally see the market as it truly is. Information, not judgment. When you're calm, you notice things you used to miss. The difference between noise and structure, the subtle shift in momentum, the moments when waiting is wiser than acting, the moments when acting is safer than waiting. But the biggest change isn't in how you read the chart, it's in how you read yourself. Your breathing stays steady. Your decisions feel grounded. Your expectations relax. You stop needing win after win to feel secure. You stop needing certainty to feel in control. The market didn't change. You did. This is what trading feels like, when it's no longer a fight, but a dialogue. Freedom in trading doesn't come from eliminating emotion. It comes from no longer being ruled by it. When fear arises, you see it. When greed whispers, you recognize it. When impatience surges, you pause. Emotions still exist, but they're not driving the car anymore. You finally trust the process, because you finally trust yourself. This is the payoff Mark Douglas described. Consistency is a state of mind, not a result of prediction. And it feels like breathing clean air. After years of fog, imagine yourself at your screen now. Same desk, same chart, same uncertainty, but you're different. You're no longer trying to control the uncontrollable. You're no longer chasing the illusion of certainty. You're no longer fighting the reflection you didn't understand. There is a steadiness in you, quiet, patient, confident, that wasn't there before. A kind of inner spaciousness that makes the market feel less threatening and more like a landscape you can navigate. Not perfectly, but consciously. And once you've tasted this calm, you never want to go back. You've seen the calm. You've felt the shift. Now the real question begins. What belief has been trading your account? And what belief will you choose next? If you're still here, it means something in this message reached a part of you that's been waiting to be seen. Not the trader in you, the human in you. So let me leave you with one question, a question only you can answer. What belief has been trading your account when you thought it was you? Take a moment with that. Not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. Because the moment you can answer it honestly, the entire way you experience the market will change. If this spoke to you, share it with one trader who's been fighting himself quietly. You never know who needs to hear this reflection today. And if you want more videos like this, calm, honest, grounded, subscribe, not for me, but as a commitment to yourself, a commitment to stop chasing noise and start listening inward, because the reflection you saw today is only the beginning. Before you go, I want to bring you back to the very first image of this video. You staring at the chart, and the chart staring back at you. But now, you see it differently. It's not a threat, not a test, not a judge. It's a mirror, a reflection of the beliefs you bring into each moment and the beliefs you're finally learning to release. Remember this, the market didn't change, you did. And every trade from here forward is an opportunity to meet a clearer, calmer version of yourself. When you're ready, I'll be here for the next step of your journey.